head of the press center of the General Staff of Ukraine, Vladislav Seleznyov. They will present the accreditation card for ATO zone. Good morning. How to get a press card. We have been trying to do that for 8 months. If you have been accredited by security service, then you will be able to receive this card now. We can print it out within 40 seconds. This is how it will look like. It is protected. It has the information on where you can call in case something happens, you are not allowed to go anywhere, or if you cannot, well, for example, in Kramatorsk, the mobile communication is disconnected. You can call Kiev. These are the phone numbers which operate 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we will be receiving your recommendations and advice. To get the card, you first of all have to be already accredited by the security service at least once during the last 6 months. After you get it, you will not need to get a new accreditation in security service. Now they issue accreditation for 2 weeks or a month. You will do it once. So you will get an extension of your accreditation for another 6 months. Then you will go to a place where the card will be issued in Kramatorsk or in Kiev in the Ministry of Defense, and you will take a photograph, you will sign the documents, and you will receive it. And step number 3, Vladislav will tell you about what was happening what is happening now. We simplified the whole procedure. You will just call the press center of ATO that you want to go to such checkpoint or to such and such a place, and they will tell you that there's no shelling there, everything is quiet, and you will be able to go there. You can read all that on a website, Ukraine Under Attack, and all these steps, the information is on this website. And here there are details of the whole procedure. This is in both Ukrainian and English. Maybe, Vlad, you will tell us what was the procedure before and how will it be simplified now.
Well, why we have come to present in this card. We used to have some complications before and difficulties. The procedure was like this. In the press center of the State Security Service, the journalists got some permit, then they went to anti-terrorist operation zone, and they had some coordination with the ATO bodies, but those who were working on their own in the zone of the anti-terrorist operation, when crossing checkpoints, they had some problems, and they had to call us so that we confirm the legitimacy of their presence there. If you have the card, then you don't have to phone a head of the press center or other persons who can confirm your legitimacy and your right to work in the anti-terrorist operation zone. However, the procedure of preliminary informing the press center about your plans for the next 24 hours is working, first of all, in order to secure your safety. Just day before yesterday, we had a problem with a group of Ukrainian journalists. next to Chernukhine. When we visited it with journalists, the terrorists fired from grenade launcher. And the same happened at the crossroads to Donetsk. And this means that the gunmen are following our journalists, journalists going here or there. So please keep us informed. If any one of you has accreditation issued over the last 6 months, we invite you to the conference room where we will issue you with accreditation letters, cards. My first question is about journalists who were not accredited. What's their first point of contact? Well, we have everything on our site. This is a special site for the journalists. For journalists, of course, then this information will be also on the site of the Ministry of Defense. So far, this is Ukraine under attack site. You have there the phone of the Ukrainian Security Service, and we think that our military journalists have been accredited there at least once. If for some reason you haven't been registered or accredited with the SBU, please call us. Our hotline works 24/7. Accreditation does not depend on us. It still depends on the security service. If there are no questions to the media, they spend the day to issue you with a card. If there are questions, then it may last longer. But for us to print the card, it takes 40 seconds. But of course, you also should have your photo taken and sign some documents. The documents are based on the anti-terrorist operation zone legislation. We have taken advice from our journalists who work in hotbeds and who work with different international agencies. And of course, it is our journalists were also interested in this. For instance, if they work in Donetsk and go to Debaltsevo, it is very hard for them to get the itinerary letter. But the card solves all these issues. Haven't you thought about a possible criticism about the date, for instance, that it is valid until the 20th of January of 2016, so that you will be accused of wanting to continue the card until 2016. And this is just a sample. We don't think that this guy really works for the BBC. This is just a sample. If a journalist gets such a card, will they have a opportunity to work only on the territories controlled by the Ukrainian state? Well, of course, they can go to the temporarily occupied territories, but we don't know what sort of accreditation they will need there. It does not depend on us. But of course, we will allow them to go back. They will just have to tell us before 6 p.m. on the previous day that they will be crossing our checkpoints. We will help them, and we will inform of his coming the commander of this road checkpoint. I see one person here who was accredited, Christian Jeregi, a well-known film director from Babylon 13. If you want, we may issue you with a card right now. Thank you very much. So we'll go to the conference room. Dear colleagues, our